Cheers from Japan, Tokyo Toy Bastard here with some Suntory Gold Lager. Yeah, I've got some kind of Enter the Dragon type thing going on here. That's because my iPhone died, and I can't film any regular videos like on my couch like I normally do recently. And I used to do my videos with my webcam, but I'd always have it facing from this direction, and the light, there's no light on this corner, so in order for me to capture things correctly with light, I need to film them this way. So you get to see this cool effect, woo, and some random things around my computer. I actually have this magazine here blocking my computer fan because it's so damn noisy. So today we're going to be talking about possibly my favorite character ever, at least in Dragon Ball Z, and that would be Future Trunks. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to be talking about all the variations of, at least the standard scale variations of the Super Battle Collection Future Trunks figures that came out in 1992 and were re-released until around 1998-ish. So I'm going to go through the variants that I have. I have 5 variants to go through. There are others, I believe. I only have one packaged variant here. I used to have more, but just for the sake of collecting and space, I've only kept the very first one. So we'll start off with that one. So let's take a look. So this is the very first Volume 5 Super Battle Collection release of Trunks, Future Trunks, from 1992. And let's see if I can get in on that date. You can kind of see it all fuzzy right there. You know, I'm still filming this kind of in the evening, and this is still not the best light or best camera, so, you know, it's the best I can do. Anyway, you can see the figure. He's unassembled. None of his sword or scabbard or anything have been taken out of the package. And this was a figure that was one of my most sought after figures back in high school. And I could never find it. When I was trying to find like the Irwin repackaged blister carded versions, I could never find them, but my cousin found one and I was very envious of him. And I never owned one until I actually moved to Japan. And I originally bought the 1998 Hong Kong re-release, and which is in a similar box, but it's got all this purple is red, and it's a slightly different graphic. This up here is different, and it has a picture of the figure at the top spliced in half rather than an illustration. But let's take a look at the back here. It shows Trunks, you know, some cool clips, stills from the show. It shows how the figure is assembled and how you have to put together his sword and scabbard, which is kind of a bit of a kit build. You have to put it together and wrap it with stickers or decals, and then you've got the other first volumes in here, and which is kind of weird that they have Volume 6 Frieza and Volume 5 Trunks like swapped. Well, anyway. I am a big collector of the first wave of Japanese Super Battle Collection, so even though I had all of the original re-released ones through Hong Kong, I had to go back and get the initial 1991 through 1992 Japanese box versions because they are a little bit different, and you'll see why in just a moment. But yeah, I was really happy to get this guy. If you want to find this boxed, your average price is gonna be around $75. Like the box I have is still kind of like messed up and bent, but you're gonna pay somewhere between $50 to $100 to acquire this guy, depending on the condition in this this kind of lavender box. So yeah, that's Future Trunks. I'll give you a quick side view there when you got your Enter the Dragon thing going on. Side of the box is like that on both sides. And then, yeah, actually this image right here is the one they carried over to the top when they did the re-release with the red side window box art graphic thing. But yeah, alright, so that's him. And I will bring him back out for a comparison. Actually, I'll just leave him here maybe. Somewhere. Put him there. Put him off in the corner. There we go. Alright, the next one I'm going to talk about is... I can't remember if this was released before or after, but this was roughly in the same time period as that release. So this was also released in 1992. I believe, and it's a slight variation of the original Japanese one, and this might have actually come out first. And you'll notice if he gets close, see if I can focus it if I put my hand in front here. He's got like big blue eyes, and if you look at this one, he's got kind of small green eyes. So that's a variation. You'll also notice that he's got his sleeves are not discolored, or let's see. Yeah, actually, it looks like his sleeves are not discolored, but his vest area is gotten darker. So I assume these were made out of different plastics, or this was left out in the sun or something. But otherwise, he's virtually the same. One thing I want to point out too, and he's got a bit of sun fading here. So yeah, that's basically a telltale sign that he was left out in the sun. So his this plastic was probably different and faded in the sun faster than this. He's got a sharp-tipped sword. You can see that here. And the one in this box here also has a sharp-tipped sword, which I don't think you can see it through the box. But the original 1992 wave are the only ones that have the sharp-tipped sword, aside from the theater exclusive, which we'll get to here in a bit. So you go right there, sir. The next variant I have is the 1998 Hong Kong reissue, which was, or 1996 technically, 1996 and 1998 reissue that was released through Irwin and also through Bandai in their red design boxes, and that is this guy right here. You can see that he's also got the smaller green eyes. He doesn't have the big blue eyes. I'll put him up a comparison here. Oh, move the cameras. He's it's hard to angle him right, but you can see that he's a little bit different also in the colors. The back, because he's not faded. He's pretty much brand new out of the box. The hair, there's not much of a difference, but you'll notice if I draw his sword out, I'm gonna move the camera back here so you don't look at my ugly curtains. He's got a rounded sword, and I will pull up the pointed sword tip just so you can see the difference there. Woo! All right, I'm gonna stick that back in his scabbard. Okay, and before we get to the grand finale, the most sought after Trunks figure in the world, we're gonna talk about a amazing Taiwanese bootleg of the same figure right here. So you notice that he's got blue hair like Trunks does in Dragon Ball Super, but he was also depicted with blue hair, I believe, in the manga occasionally. And Bulma had the weird thing where her hair was blue sometimes and purple sometimes, so it's like, it's a family thing. Maybe their hair always changes color. And you'll notice he's got big screws in the back, which the original releases have no screws in the back. He's much lighter. He has no decals. He's got red boots. He's got the blue hair. His color is slightly different. He is actually just a fraction smaller. I don't think you can see it in here. It's not much of a difference, but he's just like a fraction smaller, where they had a little bit of reduction in the mold when they bootlegged it. And also, one thing I haven't pointed out yet is that the side of Trunks also has a Capsule Corps decal, and this is one of the original from 98 reissue box. I know it's kind of glaring there. And this, I've actually, since he didn't come with one, I used a Capsule Corp decal from one of the recent model kits, because they put a bunch of different sized ones, and this one was like perfect fit. And it actually looks better than the one that came with the 98 release, because it's cut better, whereas the 98 release has this really thick cut and it barely stays on. So I also put this on my original 92 one, and it just looks nice there. The original 92 release does have a better cut, but since I haven't opened this one to take it out and show it, you can't see it here. So yeah, that's the bootleg, and I really love this bootleg. I like the fact that he's got like all this unpainted black and white stuff. He's like kind of very prototype-ish, but like he's solid. He doesn't feel like he's about to break. He's pretty cool. So I keep these three loose ones displayed together, and I'll do a little final shot of everything at the end of the video. And finally, the star this evening. Oh, he almost popped on camera. He kind of popped on camera. This is from the 3-pack theater exclusive set that was released for the theaters only. So in movie theaters, I believe in 1993. So a year after the original Trunks figure was released. And it featured Goku, Vegeta, and future Trunks in Super Saiyan mode. But this was the only figure in the line that was featuring Trunks as a Super Saiyan. So you could buy Vegeta as a Super Saiyan. You could buy Goku as a Super Saiyan. They had slightly different modifications to their molds, but this was the only Trunks that had Super Saiyan hair. And here he is in all his golden glory. And this was a figure that I was looking for years and years, and I didn't want to fork over a bunch of money for the 3-pack. So I eventually found this, believe it or not, at a shop in Nakano Broadway for about somewhere between $6 and $8. But it was missing the sword and the belt and the decal, so I had to complete all that. But this figure loose already sells for $100+. So I lucked out, and I was with my good friend Felipe from our Dragon Ball Vintage Collectors group, and he is a Trunks fanatic. So I saw it first, so I claimed it, and I helped him get another one later. But he actually has one of the rare bootlegs of this, so we've helped each other out over time, and you know, I was happy to get this, and I was happy to help him get one. But yeah, if you're looking for this guy, you're gonna probably pay, unless you get lucky on a lot on Yahoo auctions, you're gonna pay quite a pretty penny. And if you want to buy the complete set with Goku and Vegeta of this, you're gonna be paying up to $500 or $600 in box. So yeah, this is holy grail for Dragon Ball collectors, especially vintage Dragon Ball collectors. And you'll notice that he doesn't have like yellow hair like a lot of the other, or the more bronzy colored golden hair. He's got like a translucent, it's like a translucent golden. I like the way it looks on this. There's also a there's a yellow haired bootleg of this, and there's also a bronze haired bootleg of this. A lot of people are looking for the yellow haired bootleg, so it looks more like the yellow haired Super Saiyan figures released earlier on in the Super Battle Collection waves. But yeah, I really love this figure, and I'm happy to finally have found it. Found it last year, probably almost a year ago actually. But here, real quick, let's put all these bad boys together. And you know, I have lots of other Trunks figures and things I would like to compare them to, but let's keep this video under 15 minutes and stick with just the Super Battle collections that I own in my collection. And I'll put them in order here, with the original in the back, and so you can get a nice little comparison of the 5 that I own. Here they are with a webcam cable. Do a little pan. Man, sorry about the quality of this, guys. This is the best I can do for now until I get a new phone or get my phone fixed. So in the meantime, cheers. Now you're gonna awkwardly watch me turn off my webcam with my mouse, and we find the stop button. In the meantime, click one of the videos in the thing. There's one here. There's a one here. There's a one here, and of course subscribe. Subscribe to this mofo, and I promise I'll have a better camera ASAP. See ya. Trunks is staring at you because you haven't clicked anything yet. Click something!